What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. Hoping you are having a great one as always. Today we are taking a look at the beautiful Catwoman from Batman Ninja. Now, if you haven't seen Batman Ninja, it is available on HBO Max. It's essentially a Batman anime, and I absolutely love it. Catwoman is my favorite DC character, so I was super excited to see somebody make a figure for her in this format. If you're not a huge Catwoman fan and you want to be, I would highly recommend checking out Darwin Cook's work on her. Specifically, if you can track down the trade paperback Selina's Big Score, that's probably an easy one to go with. But he did a very, very good run of hers in the early 2000s. Absolutely amazing. And then if you like his work, he also did Justice League New Frontier, which also has an animated movie on HBO Max. So you can kind of do a grand tour there if you want. But as for this one, it is awesome. The figure itself is made by Star Ace. I have one Star Ace figure, which is the Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly. The figure's pretty good. I don't hate it. I kind of love it just because it's Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly, and to some extent that's the case with this gal here. Now, I have already opened her. I attempted to unbox it, and I ran out of battery power, so there she is real quickly. But we'll take a look at the box. It's really kind of straightforward. I did get the deluxe version, but you get the same box either way. We'll kind of talk about that in a bit. The art's pretty good. Kind of a cool little display. I wasn't blown away by it. I didn't hate it. Didn't love it. There you get all your choking hazards. Classic. Little Star Ace thing there. Whole bunch of stuff I can't really read. But if you want, there you go. They did do some cool art on it. I'll give them that. Now they are also, they have a Batman and a Joker out. They're releasing a Harley Quinn, which I might get. I haven't quite decided yet. But let's take a look at this gal here. Now, honestly, they did a very good job in a lot of regards. And then they kind of missed the ball in some others. First off, we're just going to take a look at this beautiful head sculpt. She has a jingly bell. I don't know if you could hear that. If you want to give her a kiss, there's your chance. They really crushed it with the head sculpt there. Can't say enough about it. She's a little dirty. That's my fault. But really did do a great job with her. Honestly, I think they knocked that out of the park. Star Ace, really good job on this one. I've seen a lot of the Harry Potter ones that they've done, which honestly, some of them they crushed. Like the young Hermione looks really good, but then some of them, like teenage Hermione, they kind of missed the mark completely. This one they nailed it. So I think the animated stuff, hopefully we'll see more of them in the future because they did a great job with it. They did do a seamless body, as you might be able to tell. You can slide down our little knee pads there, which I like. Now, the seamless bodies do tend to crack over time. However, the outfit's probably going to hide that, so I'm not too concerned. Worst case, you can always do a body swap. Now, if you're wondering, this is technically supposed to be open. So if you get the figure yourself, it's probably going to look more like that. A lot nicer. I prefer it closed, so I just kind of pinched it. I think it looks better. But they really did a good job with the suit. It's a really nice mesh. It might rip over time. That I'm a little iffy on. Might even have some tiny little rips there. Nope, just more schmutz. But yeah, honestly, they did a pretty good job with that. Definitely made her pretty nice and spicy, which you kind of got to with Catwoman. Does have good mobility. Like I said, she's one of the seamless bodies, so can go up that way. She's got pretty good elbow bend. Can make her do all sorts of funny stuff. But for the most part, you're going to be able to get her into most of the poses that you'd want to. Really, you can wiggle her around quite a bit. So that I thought was awesome. honestly, I think she's pretty straightforward. The knee pads do slide around a little much, which I worry about. Main reason I worry about that is because as you slide them back up and adjust them, I just worry it's going to rip the suit over time. Don't really have that problem anywhere else but with those guys. But it is something I am kind of worried about. Granted, for me, she's pretty much just going to stand still, so I don't think that's going to be a problem there. But is something to be mindful of. Now, a couple issues that I've heard about the figure that I haven't really dealt with yet, mainly because I'm scared. Removing these hands and replacing them with the other ones is supposedly very, very difficult. And we'll kind of take a look at the extra hands in just a minute, and I'll show you why. Now, you might want to take them off if you want to add her little claws that she's got right down there, or if you wanted her to hold her fancy little whip right there. So you may definitely want to swap them, but from what I hear, it's a bit of a chore. And from my understanding, the main reason is the actual holes on the extra hands. And we'll pop one out to take a quick little gander and show you what I mean. Maybe. There we go. Now, hopefully we can get a nice good view on that. Supposedly those are a lot smaller than the ones that are actually there. I took them off. Well, these hands aren't particularly hard to put back on. It's the other ones that are a bit tricky. And honestly, I almost feel like even this is a gamble. I worry I'm going to destroy one of the wrist pegs pulling these off, so I'm going to play it safe and leave them on, which I hate doing, but I would also hate just breaking it. So what you might want to consider doing, if you are honestly thinking about swapping these hands out, I actually think I did break a wrist peg, to be honest, just pulling on it, because that's pretty wobbly. Maybe not. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that I didn't. If you do plan on swapping them or want to try it, you might want to use a hairdryer just to warm it up a little bit. A lot of times that'll make the plastic kind of easier to play around with, a little more pliable. And you won't hopefully worry about breaking anything. Like I said, I'm just going to leave the open hands on for the time. I honestly did do a nice job with the hand sculpts themselves. I gave her cool little claws, which I certainly appreciate. But, like I said, I'm just kind of a little uneasy about using them, which is a shame, because she has these really cool claw attachments that in theory you would pop the hand off. Whoops, I'm dumb and I drop things. Pop the hand off, put that right on the wrist, put the hand back on. She'd be clawed up and ready to go. Now she does also have this little mask here which she wears. I'm never going to use it. It is cool, but the concern I have is it's just the little elastic band on the back, which I don't think is going to hold up forever. So I'm probably never going to do much with it. I might put it on for some photos every once in a while, or possibly display her with it for a short period of time, but realistically I think that's going to be something that just kind of stays right there in the old box. Now you do get a little display stand, which you can kind of see underneath her. Good enough for now. It comes with an interesting stand, which I myself am not overly comfortable using because I worry about it, but that's the crotch grabber. I just worry that's going to poke through the mesh, so I'm probably just going to put her on a normal stand. Now it is a dynamic one, so it can bend a whole lot, but there's nothing to really grab onto, so I'm just kind of worried about it. I feel like I'll end up just using probably just a generic base stand for her instead, or no stand at all. She does balance incredibly well, so that's kind of a plus there. Now, like I mentioned, I did get the deluxe version, which you get the normal box, and then you also get this little white box of accessories. Now, I'm going to say as I pull this out, if you're considering getting the Deluxe, it's honestly not worth it. Granted, it's only like an extra 15 bucks or something like that, but you'll probably be displeased. I was very underwhelmed, unimpressed. I don't know, combo of those. You were supposed to get 2 fuzzy pink claw hands that she could use. They gave you 2 black ones. So they look like that. They are hard plastic. They do look really cool. They just look like nice little Black Panther paws. Let's see if we can get a better look at them. There we go. And they attach kind of the same way as the other ones, which, again, kind of an issue because getting her hands off is such a pain. And then you get Isis, and this is why I was very underwhelmed. So this is Isis. This tail is basically just a pipe cleaner, and it really looks bad. I don't know why they didn't just do a hard plastic tail. It pretty much kills it for me, to be honest. Now, some of you might not mind. I guess you know, depending on how it's lit, might be cool. If you want to give the creepy cat a kiss, there you go. Let's see if we can get a little better focus. Yeah, I just not terribly impressed with that. And again, it's not much extra for the Deluxe version, but I kind of think you're getting a very mediocre accessory, and then 2 also kind of mediocre accessories with those claws. I think if you really wanted, if you want to display Isis with her, I would say you're better off just spending the money and buying a third-party black cat. There's going to be plenty of them out there. Might cost you a little more than 15 bucks, but in the grand scheme of things, it's going to look a lot better, so you're probably better off going that route. Now, the figure itself, it was not terribly expensive. I think I ended up paying like $160, $170, somewhere around there. I got it from Sideshow, so you can just order them from there. They are very easy to find, so if you don't order from Sideshow often, if you got somebody else that you like, Big Bad Toy Store has them. I'm pretty sure 1/6 Outfitters still has them. I would not be surprised if Giant Toys got them. They're readily available, so you can definitely hunt one down.